Okay, 6-star wanted level, not 5, like every GTA since forever. 6, and apparently there's a whole honor system underneath it, like Red Dead's karma mechanic, except it's tracking what Jason and Lucia actually do, not just whether the cops are chasing them. That's from the leak, the huge one, the one that's been tearing through GTA Twitter since June. But that's not even the interesting part. Because here's the thing nobody's really sitting with. That leak is the reason there is currently a legal manhunt happening right now, today, for one specific anonymous person. Take-Two has lawyers. They've got subpoenas. They are trying to unmask a human being before the end of next week. We're going to get to that. Stick with me. Because by the end of this video, that's genuinely the wildest thing I'm telling you. But first, because I promised myself I stopped doing this, and then I do it every single video, let's actually sort what's confirmed, what's strongly suggested, and what's just theory. Because those are 3 different things, and honestly, the fandom treats them like they're the same thing constantly, and it's driving me a little insane. Let's start boring and build up, because I want you to trust me by the time we get to the manhunt. $79.99 standard edition, $99.99 for the ultimate edition, which gets you a bundle of vehicles, weapons, apparel, the usual. We know you're going to buy it anyway package. Every single pre-order, doesn't matter which edition, comes with the vintage Vice City pack and the free month of GTA Plus. That's not a rumor, that's not a leak. Take-Two came out and said this on the record, and then this is the part I love. Take-Two's CEO went on record defending the $80 price as, quote, phenomenal value. Pre-orders have been open since June 25th. And preload, meaning the actual download starts hitting your console, begins November 12th, which obviously brings up the only question anybody actually cares about. If preloads November 12th, when's the game actually out? November 19th, 2026, PS5, Xbox Series X and S, midnight, local time, everywhere. And look, I know, the game has been delayed twice already. Original target was 2025, got pushed to May 26, 2026, got pushed again last November to where we are now. So I get the instinct to not believe a release date until you're physically holding the disc, genuinely fair. But here's why I'm treating November 19th differently than the last 2 dates. Take-Two's own CEO said, and I'm going to read this because it's too good. A lot of people will be calling in sick on November 19th. You do not say that line out loud on an earnings call about a date you're not confident in. Executives don't joke about sick days for a game that might slip again. That's a company that has locked the date internally and is now just waiting for us to catch up. So, price confirmed, date confirmed, which means it's time to actually ask, who exactly are we spending $80 to become? Lucia Caminos and Jason Duval, 2 protagonists, 1 story. Bonnie and Clyde energy, and Lucia is officially the first named playable female protagonist in the entire mainline GTA series. Not a DLC character, not a side character, lead. We're in Leonia, Rockstar's fictional Florida, anchored around a modern Vice City with named regions like the Keys, Port Gellhorn, Grass Rivers, and Ambrosia. And we've already met a chunk of the supporting cast in the 2 trailers we have done. Booby Ike, Draquan Priest, The Real Dimes, Raul Batista, Cal Hampton, and Brian Heder. 2 trailers worth of confirmed cast. That's genuinely a lot when you think about it. And okay, fast A-side, because I have to say it or the comments will. Yes, I know there's a theory that Raul Batista is secretly a third protagonist. I've watched every version of this argument. It resurfaces every couple months with a new proof clip. I want to be honest with you, it's weak. It's a theory built on trailer framing and screen time, and Rockstar's own marketing has never once suggested more than 2 playable leads. Fun to think, not something I bet on. Okay, but here's the claim I keep seeing that isn't a fun theory, it's just wrong, and I want to actually push back on it because it's genuinely misleading people about their own pre-order. GTA 6 is launching on PC day 1, or the cousin version. It's on Game Pass at launch. I see this constantly. I get it constantly in my own comments. It is not true, and I want to be really clear about why it's not true, not just assert it. Rockstar has confirmed exactly 2 launch platforms, PS5 and Xbox Series X and S. That's it. There is no PC release date, none. Not a leaked one, not a hinted one, nothing. And Rockstar has separately explicitly said this will not be on Game Pass on day 1. If you want the honest, speculative version, GTA 5 took about 18 months to hit PC after console. If that pattern holds, we're realistically talking about a PC release sometime around late 2027. But I want to be really careful with you here. That is me doing math on a pattern from the last game. That is not a confirmed date. Anyone giving you an actual PC release date right now is guessing, same as I am. So, if the wanted level, the karma system, all that gameplay detail from my cold open isn't coming from anything Rockstar's officially shown for PC or otherwise, where is it actually coming from? Okay, back to the cold open, the 6-star wanted level, the honor system. This traces back to a leak that started circulating around June, tied to a persona going by Cyber Leak. And I want to be precise about the tier here, because this is exactly the kind of thing that gets reported as fact when it isn't yet. Multiple independent outlets have corroborated pieces of this leak separately, which is why I'm comfortable calling it strongly suggested rather than just some guy on Twitter said. This is more than a rumor. But it is not a Rockstar statement. Rockstar has not confirmed a 6-star system. Rockstar has not confirmed a karma mechanic. And here's the part that should make you slow down before you share any of it. This same leak cycle has also been flooded with AI generated fakes good enough that even the people who've been tracking GTA leaks for years are struggling to separate the real clips from the fabricated ones. So hold this one with an open hand. Strongly suggested, not confirmed. Genuinely possible it changes by launch, and normally that's where a story like this just completely ends. A leak happens, a few articles get written, everyone argues in the comments for a week, and then the news cycle moves on, except this one didn't stay there. This is the part from the top of the video. Take-Two filed subpoenas, actual court filings dated August 20th against Microsoft and Discord. They want account data, device identifiers, internal investigation records. They are trying to identify the actual human being behind CyberLeak, and it does not stop at one person. The filing names specific Discord servers Take-Two wants members' information from, including one tied to the editing team of a genuinely well-known GTA YouTuber who has publicly said he had nothing to do with any of it and seems just as blindsided as the rest of us. Microsoft and Discord have until September 4th to respond. So somewhere between right now and September 4th, we might actually find out who's been sitting on this footage, which, if you think about it for a second, puts a very real deadline on a story that 3 months ago was just Some guy leaked some clips.
Well, the gaming world has once again been rattled by what appears to be leaks to one of the most highly anticipated video games of all time. Hackers are releasing information they claim they've stolen from Rockstar Games. The info, the secrets of GTA 6. In a post that circulated, CyberLeak framed the security breach as a protest against the gaming industry's shift towards all digital releases.
All right, so joining us now is our chief legal analyst, Khalif Rhodes. Highly popular game, to say the least. That would be an understatement. But talk about the challenges of prosecuting something like this, or getting a resolution when it's a hacker and they've done something in form of protest.
Yeah, it really just depends on the nature of how they acquired the information. If they actually lawfully acquired it, right, they were giving it to some tester and then distributed it, there's a number of routes you can go that way. But if they actually hacked it, there's a couple of routes you can go that way. So it really just depends on how they breached that I wouldn't say invisible door, but that data door where Rockstar was keeping it behind a shield, a fortress, to ensure that nothing got out. Yeah, it's right around the corner, but they've been working on this game for a number of years. And so right here at the last moment, you see these type of images that are leaked out, and folks were disputing if they were real. And so one of the things I can say is, while prosecuting this may be hard, trying to find some civil liability may be hard, a lot of this is now verifying what folks were already thinking in many communities, that, all right, this is legitimate leaks and not just, AI generated images of a game that people have been waiting to get their eyes on for a number of years.
When it comes to liability, where do all the fingers point? At the person, whoever did the leaking and the sending out? Is there any liability for the social media platforms? Maybe you don't pull it down quick enough if someone posts it online?
Well, a couple parts. So I think Section 230 would, like we've talked about here a number of times, would protect a third-party platform from hosting information that's supposed to leak a leak, right? And now if you're receiving some type of information from the company that says, hey, you now have information that's posted on your site that isn't supposed to be there, that is obtained illegally, yeah, you have a duty to take it down. So if you don't mitigate that and take it down immediately, yeah, you could subject yourself to some future liability. But the original posting and hosting on your site, limited liability to, if any, because that's why we have that Decency Privacy Act, to protect companies to be able to post things like that. It's really, you don't want to go after the platform. You want to go after the individuals that are posting or the folks that are taking. It's just really not a crime to possess that. It's that, how did you get access to it? Now, if you are the one that hacked it, yeah, liability will be there. And if they're the same thing, the hacker and the host are the same company, then yes, you can get liability. But if they're two different entities, it's hard to connect those two. But if you don't respond, yeah, now you haven't mitigated the exposure, and you will be held liable as well.
Khalif, if you're advising Rockstar, do you pursue somebody on maybe copyright or something to say, hey, I want to prove a point. Anybody who's trying to take our data, we're going to go after you. Or what you said earlier, do you not want to give any, credo to what this post is and say, yeah, you got us, this is actual game footage?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's too late now. The cat's out the bag, and they're making all the legal statements to show that you want to defend something like this. And I say this a lot of times on the airs. You talk about these David versus Goliath type of things. They're not hurting for any type of money. A game that they created in 2013 that's generated over $10 billion with a B, they can fight you all the way into infinity if they want to, in terms of filing some type of suit and forcing some type of process into figuring out what happened. Again, it's two different roads. You have the criminal road where investigators, law enforcement could go that route. You have the civil road where you can demolish this company and say, if you find out that they acquired your information by using some means to get access to information that you didn't want out there, yeah, you can go and I think the law would support that. But then would public policy support that? And will you now stoke the fires to letting folks see things that you really didn't want them to know anyway? Oftentimes in a situation like this, it would be best to just leave it alone and then file a cease and desist to the company as opposed to publicly blast them, because now you have, again, given support to what folks were not even sure if it was real.
So outside of criminal charges, if we're talking about a civil suit here, the company's stock tanked after these leaks. So they are projecting maybe $3 billion worth. Is that something that you can point to of like, hey, you need to make this right?
Yeah, I mean, there's a number of civil claims that you can go after where you can point to a dollar amount. I mean, negligent infliction, negligent targeting of their business interests. That could be one, but intentional targeting. If they did this with some actual malice, right? That I didn't just take your product and I posted it, but I took your product and I posted it with the intent to hurt your business.
Yeah.
That would be that next step they'd have to prove. Yeah, you could do that as well. But the $3 billion number, if you're able to verify that as in Rockstar, yeah, now can you get that from another company, a company like this that probably isn't valued at $300 million, let alone $3 billion. So those are the things that will be harder. Yeah, you can get a judgment. Yeah, you can get some granted in your favor, but then can you recover a dollar amount that will be worth what it would pay to get there? Who knows?
I think those would be just fine once that game releases. Not gonna be
Yeah,
I think they'll make it up.
I can't wait.
I'm sure. All right.
So here's where I actually land, and here's the question I genuinely don't have an answer to. Rockstar is showing us an official extended look, new, sanctioned, straight from the source footage in the next couple days. At the exact same time, Take-Two's lawyers are trying to unmask the person responsible for the other version of GTA 6, the leaked one. The one with the wanted levels and the karma system and God knows what else nobody's even reported on yet. So which one is actually going to shape what people believe about this game? The footage Rockstar chooses to show us, or the footage that already got out from under them? Because those might not be the same game in people's heads by the time November 19th actually gets here. I don't know the answer to that. I don't think anyone does yet. Tell me what you think it is in the comments. Genuinely, I read every single one of these, and I'll see you in the next video, where we're going to have actual new footage to talk about instead of just me yelling about subpoenas.